Worry about it, just put the music beside them on that side. You can play the music while you're doing the pre-stim. What do we call it? Prep? Prep. While you're doing the prep on the child, because this is going to be a change in your schedule now, because all the children are going to get prepped before they go into therapy. Okay? What the prepping does is it prepares that area of the brain that we want to stimulate the most, gets it ready. It's like a warm-up for the brain. Okay? And what you'll start to see is, once we start doing the prep, the things that the child was really struggling with or failing on before start to become easier. Okay? So just so you realize that's probably going to happen.
Now when you stim a kid, and the prep happens, how long before you start to, like how long is the window of that kind of prep last for?
Yeah, that prep is effective for about 4 hours. Okay? So once you start it, it's going to continue for about 4 hours. And as you work through your stuff, that will maintain that. Now you may have to, what I suggest is if the child's resting, you can just do some, redo the stim again before you start, if you want. Okay? Now, this is for the parents now, we're going to also give you home exercises to do. All right? And the home exercises are quite simple. In fact, they're so simple you're going to be shocked. What? This can't possibly work. Okay? I've been doing, NASA therapy and giving my kids 15 million drugs and doing all these things. How can this little stuff you're telling me actually work? The reason it works is because we have made it so simple that you will do it. Not just you do it, the child can do it. See, the whole thing is, if they don't do it, it doesn't work. So if the exercises are too complicated or require specific attention and all that kind of stuff, the children won't do it in a lot of cases. You might get a 30% input. We want 100% input. So the stuff we tell you to do is very simple, easy to do. It takes 10 minutes twice a day. Very important to listen to what we say. If we say 10 times, do it 10 times. Don't do it 8. Don't do it 12. Do it 10. Okay? We say do it for 10 minutes. Don't do it 8 minutes. Don't do it 11 minutes. Do it 10 minutes. It's all designed to not blow your nervous system out on your child. You'd be amazed. We have kids who are progressing amazing. And then bang, they lose everything. And I go, what happened? And mom goes, oh my God, I thought, I did it for 3 hours. I thought 10 minutes would, they were going so well in 10 minutes, I thought I'd do it for 3 hours. Well, so then we have to start again. Okay? So all of this stuff is measured to be conservative, but yet push them. All right? Once we know how they respond, we get aggressive as hell. Okay? But we got to know how they respond first before we start getting aggressive. That takes about 12 weeks. Okay? Now back to the therapies. Okay? The vibration. So we're going to do, just let me run through these. We're going to do music. We're going to do vibration. Vibration is on the sole of the foot, on the calf, on the thigh, psoas, shoulder, bicep, extensor muscles, palm. Now, what will happen is, you do these for about 15 seconds on each area, and you'll see the kids will love this. They will love, yes?
What about the auditory sensitive ones, auditory sensitive ones? Like, I tried one today, and it was like screaming.
Because of the sound of the vibration?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what we do?
Vibrators.
Just get an electric toothbrush
Okay.
and use it. Just how it buzzes.
Yeah.
Instead of the big thing, if they're sensitive to it, just get a really small one. Okay? Because what will happen is, once they understand what vibration is again, that sensitivity will drop,
Yeah.
and then you'll be able to use the big one. Okay? Now, this is very important, especially for kids that don't have motivation, kids who don't have emotional motivation to do things. What we're going to do is we're going to vibrate the palm, and because we have designed this stimulus to go right into the spot in the brain that needs it, 9 out of 10 kids will actually like this. They'll want you to keep doing it. And they will start seeking that vibration. So what we're going to do, we start the first day, we vibrate it consistently. Second day, we vibrate it, but now we move the vibrator away. What we want is for the child to seek with their hand that vibrator, okay? As soon as they start seeking, you have just made a significant breakthrough, because now they have linked an emotional response to a physical movement. Okay? Then when they, the first day you just move it once, they reach, excellent. Lots of praise. Next day, move it 2-3 times, and pretty soon they'll start seeking that vibration all over the place. And once they do that consistently, you've made a breakthrough. Now, you might not seem like a breakthrough to anyone, but trust me, that is a huge breakthrough in that child. Okay? Because now they have linked emotion. Now we know they can do it. Now sometimes they won't see, but we don't give up. We keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and pretty soon they will. Next step, once they seek with their hand, we start getting them to seek with their foot. Once they can do hand and foot, they now have cerebellar linkage with that emotional input. Now we can move on to more aggressive stuff, okay? So that's the whole purpose of the vibration. We start off slow, just vibrating the side, then we see if they can seek with the hand, then we see if they can seek with both. So that's sort of the progression of the vibration, okay? Next is the deep muscle stim. So we're gonna stimulate the big proximal muscles. So the thigh, psoas, bicep, shoulder, like deltoids. Okay, now, can I use you to demonstrate?
Sure.
Come on. So what we're going to do is deep stim. Just relax your arm. Deep stim here. Now that hurts a little bit, doesn't it? But, yeah. Hurts a little bit, but kind of good hurt, right? The reason I'm doing this is I'm showing the kids will try to get away, and they'll, it'll look like they're in pain, but they're actually not in pain. They're being tickled. Okay? See? It feels good, right? It looks brutal, but it feels good. Just sit down for me. This is the bad one here. When I do the thigh, okay? Remember when you were a kid, you used to get horse bites? Well, that's what we're doing. Okay? We're giving her a horse bite in the deep thigh muscle, which goes straight into the cerebellum. And then we're going to do psoas, which is always ticklish. Okay? Okay, thanks. Okay? The reason I did that on her is because I wanted her to know when we do it to her son, it doesn't hurt. It feels weird. And the kids wriggle around like they're in pain, but they're not. It actually, they're being tickled. Okay? So, sound, vibration, deep muscle stim. Some kids will get the interferential. Okay? Interferential will either be on the hand or on the foot, depending on what part of the brain we want to stimulate. Interferential goes for about 10 minutes. Amplitude is until we see motion, until we see muscle activity in the hand. So in some kids, it'll be like this. In some kids, it'll be like this, depending on their spasticity level. As soon as we see motion, and that's the amplitude we stop at, okay? This isn't for muscle stim, okay? So all the stuff you learned in school about how to use IF is wrong for this. We're not using it for muscle stim. We're using it to activate that brain as a part of the warm-up. It's saying to the brain, something's happening down here. Pay attention. Wake up. Okay? Now oxygen, did I talk about that yet?
No.
We're hopefully going to get some oxygen here. If not, if you have oxygen for your child, bring it in. We're going to run oxygen at 3 liters a minute for 2 minutes through nasal cannulas if we can. Okay? At home, you will do the same thing before your exercises. You have to make sure the child's breathing through their nose, so you have to cover their mouth or shut their mouth or do something, because a lot of these children will mouth breathe. The whole purpose of the oxygen is to preload the nervous system, so that when we do the exercises, all the nerves are on side and they're all going to participate. Okay? Yes?
Sorry. So the 3 liters of oxygen, is that an amount that would require us to have a prescription to administer?
In the mouth? Did you say I didn't hear it?
Just the.
That, is it an amount?
Is it an amount that you would have to have a prescription for? No. This is
Okay.
free flow oxygen. This is not pressurized oxygen.
Okay.
The only one you need a prescription for is if you're forcing oxygen in, or if you're intubating someone.
Those oxygen bars, those oxygen bars give people oxygen all the time.
Hey, look, stewardesses on planes give oxygen.
Can you use a mask?
You could? Yeah. You could. Lots of kids don't like masks, though. That's the only problem. Look, we use both in Perth. Whatever works. Sometimes you just have to blow the oxygen from the hose on their face.
So if they're not tolerating it, that's
If they're not tolerating it, you can just do that. If you don't have oxygen, you can just get a breathing game. Put a straw in their mouth, close their nose, get them to breathe. Okay? You guys will be creative, I'm sure. To get that oxygen in there. So we got oxygen, we got vibration, we got music, we got interferential in some cases, deep muscle stim, and then they're ready for the rehab. Okay? Then you go through, you do your normal rehab, but you change the frequency of the exercises to the dominant side. So in other words, if we say 4 times on the left, 1 on the right, then you will do your same exercise, but you'll do it a predominance of 4 times on one side and 1 on the other.
Even
Okay.
in the suit, you want us loading like that?
If they're doing,
Like, for example, step ups.
yeah, if the purpose is bilateral posture, then you do bilateral.
Yeah. Anything
Okay.
symmetrical, we use symmetrical, but if it's like step ups or we can load.
That's right, right. And generally what will happen is when you send me the information on the child, when we go through the exercise list, I'll be able to say, this one is bilateral, this one is, okay? Any other questions so far? I know our time's up, so. Any other question from the therapist? Okay? You guys are amazing. Keep going.
I have a question.
Yes.
Like, how long does the whole program last? I mean, is this something we're doing forever?
Well, until you want him to not get any better, yeah.
But like, when he's, let's say he is better, you still do it forever?
Some stuff, yeah.
Okay.
So you guys already go through the treatment with Braden?
Yep. Downstairs with his.
Because I also have him at 1:30.
And I have nobody at 1:30, so I could, if you
Okay,
could
yeah.
figure out what this at 1:30.
Yeah, anytime between 1:30 and 3:30, we can go through some of this.
Okay, our problem is our shuttle is here at 1:30.
Oh,
So it's here at 1:30? I think they have somebody up, I really don't think.
are you going back tomorrow?
I'm not in areas.
No. Are you
But-
going back at all?
Not for a while. Maybe 6 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that.
For him, for the CME, it's just what to do before. It's not
Yeah.
the loading.
Yeah.
Everything else.
So all the
is
stuff you do before,
symmetric.
that's right. Everything else is symmetric. I'll come
Then you have
down.
to email us our brain results via Lisa.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. I'll do a Skype with him.
Okay.
All right.
Do it together so we can hold hands.
We have